Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Stylebytife. If you're a return subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate your support. And if you are new here, kindly please hit on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my video. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to sew a stylish queen neckline dress with an asymmetric waistline. This tutorial has been on a popular demand and a lot of you have been requesting for the sewing tutorial. If that's something you're interested in, keep on watching and let's get started. So guys, for the fabric, I'll be making use of this Kampala Guinea and I have it to be about 3.5 yards. So if you're going to be making this for a smaller size, you need 4 yards. And if you're in a bigger size, you definitely need more than that, of course. You need more than 4 yards. It totally depends on how fuller you want the gathers to be. The more fuller you want your gathers to be, the more fabric you're going to be using. It totally depends on you. So I'll be dropping the link to the pattern drafting tutorial in the description box below. So if you haven't checked that out, please go ahead and do so. Now let's get started with the sewing tutorial. For the half body, I folded my fabric into two. On the center front of the bustier, I added half an inch stitching allowance all the way around. I did the same thing on the side front. I added 0.5 inch all the way around except at the side because I already added 1.5 inches sewing allowance when we are drafting it on the pattern paper. I've also gone ahead to cut out my lining pieces as well, just like you see. For the yoke, I don't want to have any cuts at the center, so I just fold my fabric into two. Then I added half an inch to the upper part and the down part as well. I didn't add any stitching allowance to the armhole area. And then I'll be cutting two pieces of this yoke in a fold. For the back piece, I couldn't find the exact back pattern I drafted in the video, but I already have this drafted basic bodice back. So I'll be using this for the purpose of this tutorial. Please make sure to keep your pattern properly after drafting them. So guys, this particular back pattern doesn't have sewing allowance, but the one I drafted in the video already had sewing allowance. So for this one, I added only the stitching allowance. Remember we added 1.5 inches while drafting. I also added 0.5 inch to the shoulder and on the waistline. I didn't bother to add any stitching allowance to the neck area and the zipper allowance area. And I've also gone ahead to cut out my lining pieces as well. Next, for the down part as well, I used the same back pattern for both the front and the back piece. What I did was to just fold in the zipper allowance, then place it on my actual fabric in a fold. So guys, I've actually added up a little bit, so I'll be adding extra inches to the side. I'll add extra 1 inch to the side. Then I will also add 0.5 inch to the waist area and on the down part as well. I hope you guys really understand what I just explained here. I've added up a little bit, that's why I had to add extra 1 inch to the side. Then I add 0.5 inch to the waist area and on the down part as well. So for the back piece, what I'll do now is to just open up my zipper allowance, place it on my actual fabric in a fold. Then I'll add extra 1 inch to the side, 0.5 inch to the waist area and on the down part. Moving ahead guys, for the gathers that we're going to be adding to the bottom of this dress, remember in my last video I showed you guys how to slash divide my pattern. Because we're going to be doing slash and spread method for the gathers for the bottom of the dress. So with this skirt part, I've cut out the length I want the skirt part of my dress to be. The length I have here is 21 inches and I've folded it into 4, leaving about 2 inches at the center for the zipper allowance. So I'll be using this to make pleats starting from the front all the way to the back. I've folded my fabric into 4 and now for the width, I'll take my tape and measure from the center all the way to the side, and what I have here is 32 inches for the width. If you really want a full gather, so you need enough fabric for it. So guys, what I did here was to add extra 6 inches to the length of my pattern because I noticed it will be too short for me. Then I used that 6 inches to make a straight line from the hemline all the way to the hem. So this straight line I drew across will be used as a template for me to be able to place my pattern paper exactly on the same length. Guys, it's time to place our pattern paper. So now I'll divide my actual fabric, that's the width of my actual fabric, by 6. Since my pattern paper was divided into 6 places. So what I had here was 32 inches. So I'll go ahead and divide that by 6 and it will give me 5.5 inches. So from the center, I'll bring my pattern paper number 1 and place it down. Then I'll measure 5.5 inches from the center front and place my pattern paper number 2. Before we continue guys, I'm going to use my pin to hold the patterns in place together with the fabric because I don't want a situation whereby my pattern will be shifting from where I want it to be. So go ahead and use your pin to hold your pattern together with the fabric. Now from the second pattern paper, I'll measure 5.5 inches again and place the third pattern paper, and I will continue like that until I get to the 6th one. After you're done placing all your pattern paper, you're just going to cut from this third one here, the third paper, going up by 0.5 inch from the pattern paper. Then draw a curve to connect all of them. Just go ahead and do the same thing you see me doing right now. So between 3 and 4, we're going to get the midpoint because this is going to be deep. So get the midpoint between pattern paper number 3 and 4 and mark it. Then you're going to connect a dip to this point. Just go ahead and do the same thing you see me doing right now. Then from here, you're going to go up by 0.5 inch and connect it to the side. After you're done connecting it, go ahead and cut it out. So guys, this is all for the cutting out of the bottom part of the skirt. So I'm going to pleat this to the skirt part of the gown. Now remove the pins and start sewing it together. So we're going to be pleating this to the skirt part of the gown. Moving ahead, we are going to be joining our pieces together. I'll bring the center front and the side front, place it right side facing each other, then pin it down on both sides. I'll do the same thing on my lining pieces as well. Then I'll head over to the sewing machine and stitch it together with about ½ inch. This is what I had after I was done joining it together. I've gone ahead to iron it out. Now what I'm going to do is to attach the yoke. Guys, you will definitely need to get a flower material for your yoke and the sleeve. I forgot to get that when I went to the market, but I'm just going to use my actual fabric for the yoke and the sleeve. Remember, my yoke is in a fold, so I'll bring my yoke and pin it down. I'll do the same thing on the other side. So this is what you should have after you're done pinning it down. And then I'll bring my lining pieces and place it like this. Then I'll head over to the sewing machine and stitch it all the way to the end. I'll stitch in the two sides as well. This is what I had after I was done doing that. I'll bring my back piece and pick one of them. Then I'll place my lining on the right side of the actual fabric. Then I'll head over to the sewing machine and stitch around the neck to the zipper allowance area and on the side. I'll do the same thing on the other piece. So guys, this is what I had after I was done doing that. I've gone ahead to stitch in my dart intake and I've ironed it out. Now let's move on to the bottom part of the fabric. Bring the front piece, place the lining on top of the actual fabric. I'll do the same thing on the back pieces, placing it right side facing each other. Then I'll head over to the sewing machine and stitch down the both side and the down part of the cuff area. I will explain that again. Place the lining on the actual fabric, then you stitch down the both side and the down part, that's the cuff area, with about ½ inch. And this is what I had after I was done doing that. I've gone ahead to iron it out. So I've notched the center front and the zipper allowance area. The next thing I will do now is to attach the bottom part to the half length. I've notched the center of the half body as well. So I'm going to place them right side facing each other at the center, then I will pin it down. After doing that, I will head over to the sewing machine and stitch it all the way to the end. I'll do the same thing on the back piece. The next thing I'm going to do is to join the shoulders. So I'm going to place the shoulder together, pick one of the lining and use it to cover up the whole shoulder. Then I will stitch it all the way to the end. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to turn everything over to the wrong side. I'm going to place the two back pieces together like this. And I'm going to just pin down some part of the bottom of the back. That's the skirt part. Just measure 2 to 3 inches from the bottom and then you pin it down. So what I'm going to do now is to attach my zipper from the upper part to somewhere around there, and then from here I'll just make a straight stitch to the end. This is what I had, guys, after I was done doing that. The next thing I'm going to do is to join the side using my body measurement. So go ahead and turn everything over to the wrong side and join the two sides using your body measurement from the armhole all the way down. After I was done doing that, this is what I had. Now I'm going to make gathers to this upper part. So I'm going to get the midpoint and then I'll head over to the sewing machine and make gathers all the way around. I'll also hem the ends. Guys, this is what I had after I was done making the gather stitches. I've hemmed the hem. It's looking so beautiful and nice. I love this. The last thing is to attach my sleeve, and I decided to use a puff sleeve for mine. So I've gone ahead to cut it out of the camera. You can actually cut a long sleeve if you want to, whatever you prefer. Just go ahead and cut out your sleeve. Now I'm going to create an elastic casing for my sleeves. Then I'll add my elastic and attach my sleeve to the dress. And please don't forget to add pleats to the arm area. You're going to make some little gathers to the arm area, and that will be all for this tutorial. Guys, here is the final look of this dress. If you find this tutorial helpful, please like, share, comment, and please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.